Hi guys, welcome to this full review of this Kyvol Cybovac E30 vacuum cleaner or robot vacuum cleaner. This is what you get, except the smartphone. Of course, you get the vacuum, get a remote control and replaceable filter, some cleaning things, a spare brush, you get the nice app, you get a tutorial, instructions manual, and you get this magnetic strip, of course a little bit more. This is just a sample of it. So how did it work? So I'm using this robot vacuum since about 2 weeks, almost on a daily basis, and the question is, of course, how has it been working? So my wife is usually not a really big tech fan, and she's usually very skeptical, and I really have to convince her about using such high-tech things, and it took quite a lot to convince her to buy this thing, but I finally managed to do that, and after 2 weeks she has to admit that it was one of the best things we ever bought for around $200 or $250. This thing is doing an amazing job on a daily basis. This is really absolutely amazing. And the good thing is you don't have to be really tech savvy to deal with such a robot vacuum cleaner. You can start really easy. You just have to put these things together. I can't even remember exactly what I had to do, but there were only very few things. I think one of the only things was really to attach this side brush, and it was a little bit hard to push. You have to really make sure that it's fully pushed down, but that's about it. Apart from that, you can really go and insert the batteries. I think you can even start without the app if you don't need that. I think it's not needed, and you can just go and charge it. By the way, here's the docking station, and it comes with these 2 contacts, and the vacuum cleaner always manages to go into this charging station on its own. And here there are these pins here to charge on the dock, and it charges then fully automated, and it can even do a couple of cleaning cycles per day. The only limitation, so if you are not around and just let it do the cleaning, the only limitation then of course is the dust bin, because when it's full, but it's actually very easy to clean. You can see that it's quite a large box, so it lasts for, I would say, maybe 2 rounds of cleaning if it's not too dirty, and it's really easy to clean. I usually pick it like this, hold it over a trash bin, and then use just a normal paper towel and wipe it a little bit off. What I recommend is to clean also this side of the filter. Just push or wipe it a little bit down, so this can increase the suction power a lot. But apart from that, all the dirt, all the dust, everything stays nicely inside. And at the evening every day it's pretty full here, so it does a really nice job. And there's also a filter, so let's say every week or so you can open that, take it out and wipe it off. Here you can see a little bit of dust has been collected. I think it's about time to do this as well. So just about once a week, and the daily cleaning, it just takes a couple of seconds. It's super easy. What I also do is on a weekly basis I'll clean this from here and take this out here as well. It's very easy, and so I take usually gloves and clean this a little bit from here. But there are some tools which you can use here. They come with this robot cleaner, so you can see after 2 weeks still looks pretty good. If it's at the end of life, if there's something damaged, you can buy a replacement part set, and it's not even expensive, and I highly recommend to do that. But at the moment everything looks like in pretty good condition. Everything is super easy to handle. You can see that's everything which you have to do, and apart from that it's just saving time and a lot of time. Yeah, one thing which I also do every morning, I check the area which I'm planning to clean, maybe half a minute or a minute or so, to check if there are no loose items around which could disturb the vacuum cleaner, like especially cables or so. But apart from that, it works really on its own. So that's a really nice thing. You can just turn it on. Yeah, I could directly start the thing from here, or I could guide it or advise it to go home, like to the charging dock. These are the two functions here. Also, you can connect it to Wi-Fi. You can see if it's connected. But what I usually use to control the thing is this remote control, like a TV. It has exactly the things which I need, not too much, not too few, exactly what I need. I can just press automatic and it starts automatic cleaning. I can bring it home with this. Or if I want to guide it into a specific location, I can use this remote control here, like an RC car or plane or whatever. So you can really navigate it through the whole home if you don't want to carry it. That's a nice feature here as well. Here we can set the time. So here we can set a schedule. If you don't want to use your app, you can do that here. This is spot mode, so it keeps cleaning on a really small area, at least for a certain time. If you think there's a lot of dirt, then that's the edge mode, where it goes along all the edges and it does a really great job on the edges. Even with only one brush, it definitely reaches all the 90 degrees angle easily, and we can set it to minimum or maximum power. Yeah, it's pretty easy, and I really use this the most. But we can also use this app here. Gives a lot of information, and add even voice control, like for Alexa or Google Assistant. We can connect it and we get messages here. So like, let's say when it gets stuck underneath furniture or somewhere. I had this a couple of times recently, not so much. So I think it's learning on its own somehow. The amount of getting stuck has decreased over time. You can of course control it from here directly. Yeah, more things which you can do are in the settings, like automatic edge, spot modes, and all those things here. And you can even find your robot if it got out of control, if you have such a large home. Then here about the device, it's really interesting. Then consumables, that's a really interesting thing. So you can check the service life of the side brush, main brush, and the filter. That's really awesome. So you get a reminder when it's end of life. And then we have the cleaning records. That's probably the most interesting thing. So for every time you start, or it starts automatically on a schedule, it makes an entry here and shows what it has done, how much, and where. You can click on that and you get a map where you can see where it has been. So that's really super interesting. So there's no interactivity, of course. There's nothing you can do. You cannot block or something like that. But it's really interesting to see where it has been, and probably it's also learning from the thing. And you can also then do a firmware update. I haven't done this, but it already did a really great job. But I'm probably going to do the firmware update soon. So maybe one really important question is, of course, how often it gets stuck underneath furniture. And of course it depends really on the height of the furniture. I mean, you have the height of this vacuum, and if you have like furniture which are like this, and the height decreases like inside, which is lower than in the vacuum, that could be a problem. That's exactly the situation which I have. I have a lot of furniture which is a little bit high higher than this, but inside, because probably they are cheap, so there are some kind of sagging in the middle, and this is exactly where the vacuum of course hit. For a real big surprise, usually it can free itself, so you can hear when it gets stuck, and then it does a couple of attempts to free itself, and usually I would say in 95% or so it's successful, and even it looks like somehow it's improving its capability to either do that or avoid this area. I don't know why. So it got just stuck 1 or 2 times at the beginning, and since then not anymore. So how has it been doing on the carpet? It has even an automatic carpet detection, and when it comes onto carpet, it has like a carpet boost, something like that. Unfortunately, I don't have carpet, like large carpets. I have a couple of rugs in the bathrooms, and usually it does a really great job on that, and it even cleans these things, and it doesn't have any problems with small bumps or so. I mean, we have about 95% or so of the whole home. It's just a nice flat tile floor, and of course this is the perfect situation. If you have something like that, that's absolutely perfect. No barrier, no nothing. So this would be perfect, of course, but I think it can manage quite some obstacles, and you can also then optimize this. You get this band, that's some kind of magnetic band. It doesn't have any glue, no tape, no nothing, but you get a couple of these 3M stickers which you can put here and then secure them down on the floor. I didn't even use them. They are actually pretty flat, pretty nice. They are heavy, and so yeah, the length of the whole tape which you get fits exactly for 3 standard doors, I would say. Would be nice to get more of these. I don't know if this is available somewhere. For me, it's exactly what I need. I have 3 children and 3 children's rooms, and these rooms are a little bit messy, so I'm not going to let the robot into these rooms. Yeah, teenagers, I mean, when they are younger, you can train them to clean up. I know some other people who have their daily cleaning, so they go with their children and clean up a little bit, and then they have fun watching the robot cleaning. So with teenagers like our kids, they are a little bit older, it's a little bit difficult, so they have to clean on their own if they are not willing to clean up a little bit and make the floor safe for this. But apart from that, about 80% of the whole home is absolutely perfect for this. I haven't seen any damage or so which this thing caused. So because actually it has a lot of sensors, and it has also this bumper here, you can see it reacts pretty fast on anything if it hits something. So usually it doesn't hit things. Most of the things, especially if they are larger, it will detect, it will slow down and stop even before it would hit them. Just for some really small obstacles like chair legs, or if you have something like this really small, yeah, that's something which would be really difficult to detect for the sensors. If you have something like this, and then it would be stopped with the bumper. And I have checked everything, and I haven't seen any damage at all, and it does a really great job on cleaning. It's very efficient, it's not too loud. Of course, I'm not going to watch TV during the work. Yeah, remember already somebody told already long time ago, there's nothing more beautiful than people watching to work, and this is something which you can do. You can sit down and watch the thing working for hours instead of doing the vacuuming on your own. This is absolutely amazing, and I can really highly recommend this thing. This is really something which works. We have already bought something similar about 10 years ago, and we tried it. We were really enthusiastic, and we tried it and we returned it on the first day because it absolutely didn't work. We returned it on the very first day, but this is a complete different thing and it absolutely works. So for me it would be a really bad thing if I had to be without this robot cleaner. And also my wife, especially my wife, she loves to walk barefoot through the house, and she has been telling me that it's a huge difference to before. I mean, before we have been cleaning every week or every 2 weeks, vacuuming. Now I'm doing this almost every day with this thing, and she told me it's much cleaner than before. That's an awesome thing here, and it saves me so much time, so I can highly recommend to buy this. Really, this is an awesome thing, it has a really nice price, and I will put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description below, so you can check it out and order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.